Right, I'm Dave Lickerish. I'm a freelance broadcast sound engineer. Been living on the moor for about 12 years now. I've been involved in Cybermoor since the early 2000s. I wasn't been right at the beginning.
Thanks. I'm Brian Marshall. I've got a background in engineering, emergency services. My computer was a Snyderwood at one point. I've been on the moor since 2000, board of directors since 2004.
I'm Alan. I'm a resident of Cybermoor. I've been here since 1977. No experience whatsoever of computers until the event of Cybermoor.
Hello everybody, I'm Lisa Hunt and I've been a director of Cybermoor from the very beginning. I was working on an economic development project in Cybermoor and Daniel was involved in that. So I've been here sort of from the beginning and it's been really useful and interesting. So I've worked in local government and involved in the voluntary sector, both paid and unpaid. I've lived here since 1991 and I think one of the most important things for me is just a commitment to this community.
Thank you. Okay, so Dave and Brian, what do you think have been the benefits to the community from Cybermoor?
Enabling the community to communicate, essentially. I mean, when Cybermoor started back in 2000, 2001, the internet was still a bit of a pipe dream. It was on dial-up, it was slow. But as everybody's now aware, the ability to communicate with everything, if you want to find the information these days, everything has a web address, and everybody's expected to go off and find the web address and get the information from the web. That ability in a place like Cybermoor, where, like you said earlier, if you want to go to the council offices in Penrith, it's going to take you half a day, even if you've got a car. You know, public transport, it'd be even longer. The same with all manner of information that you can now find on the internet. To be able to do that from your home, or even from the access, the public access that's available, is so a greater benefit. I think it's very difficult to put a measure on that.
I think it's given Cybermoor a sense of identity. Via the web portal, a good example, several years ago, the hospital was possibly under threat. It possibly still is. We on the board decided to go proactive on this one. We gave the area a voice. It went out to the national media. That's one aspect. There's the economic aspects, Daniel's covered all that. But people are communicating now, whereas they didn't in the past. You know, they're talking from computer to computer. They've got away from the web portal, using Twitter, whatever it might be. And the age group, I think from 84 downwards.
That's great, thanks. And Lisa and Adam, there's a lot of people here today who are thinking of maybe setting up something similar to this, you know, to get broadband in their community. Have you got any advice for them? What sort of things should they be thinking of?
Well, I was involved in setting up a social enterprise in the 90s, and there's no doubt that you have to have committed people. It takes, you have to stick with it, because there's ups and downs, and it's very worthwhile in the end. And I think that is a very critical aspect of whatever you set out to do. And I think the people that you choose also need suitable skills, as well as ordinary people who don't have skills, don't have technical skills I'm talking about. I think Lisa can elaborate more on.
Okay, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, yes, certainly I'd like to elaborate on that. I think what's important for those people that are involved, both on your board of directors or the startup group, as well as those people who are contractors, there needs to be a range of skills. As you will see between us, we've got a range of skills. Like I am so not technical, and that's why Dave for me is invaluable, because he's got that. Our chair, who isn't able to be here today, is a management consultant, so he brings those skills. And I think it's vital that there is that range, what are called soft skills. I don't actually think they're that, but the people skills, the communication skills, and those people who have the IT skills. And I think as you will see, we have a range, and I think we've worked really well together, bringing together those different ideas and skills that we've got. And I think one of the things that's very important is that you keep your communities informed of developments, both those that are challenging, and there will be a lot of those, as well as those that are beneficial. Keep your community informed and involved to the best of your ability. I mean, obviously we can, I've been there from the beginning, most of us have been directors all the way through, we'll happily talk to people through the day, but get a range of skills and commitment.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience got any questions for the directors? Yeah?
Yes, I'm wondering about education for people. Do you think something like the My Guide that the government's running will help people sign up? If they're trained up, will more people be likely to sign up?
I think in this area, when it comes to the area of further education, there isn't a great deal. Whatever you do would have to be internet-based.
Chicken and egg.
Yeah, it is really.
I mean, what we did at the beginning was we helped with the school to put on courses, and that can be done, and certainly some of the people that work for the project have done a lot of, sorry, I can't see you behind here, sort of formal informal training. And I don't know what My Guide is. So there you are, you see, you're telling me something I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite true. But the facts are, we don't know. Well,
it's quite an easy, basically it's a sort of limited option internet interface. It's quite easy to use. It's still in a sort of developmental process, but already at this stage it gets people on from absolute beginners onto email and web browsing.
right, I'm with you on this, and just out of interest, I did check where were the nearest courses. We were talking of Hexham, say 25 mile away.
Right.
Which is just totally impractical, and so probably the best you got at one time. I was one of these people, frankly, when I got to IT, I used to delegate. So I went to the civil service course and said, I've got a big box of tricks I'm going to learn. And that's how I had to do it, but I'm still doing it online. And the rural areas is your problem. You just haven't got the population to sustain a class.
Okay.